Hello and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts video. I'm having to record this for the second time because I don't know where the last recording went, but it doesn't seem to have saved. So I thought, you know, if a little bit of time now before the sun goes down, I'm just going to try and do another quick card reading for you today. So it's your Tuesday Thoughts card reading. My name's Karen. The YouTube channel is Karen Tinney, and you can find my links to the website etc below, but it's www.karentinney.co.uk, and you can find my email at karen@karentinney.co.uk. So I work as a medium, as a healer, as a channeler. I do tarot readings, card readings, art readings, art workshops. I'm an artist as well. So I've got lots of those things coming in and figuring into the reading and to the experience as well. I have just published a channel I did today, and I had done the card reading first, but it's gone. So sometimes this happens. So I'm going to try and not go on too long and just read the energy of the moment as it's coming through now. Just take a little drink. Okay, I think I'm ready. So this is a card reading. I'm going to start with some tarot. I read intuitively, so this is, we have to say, for entertainment purposes. But just see what the energy of the cards are saying. Be interesting to see if anything comes up that came up the first time. But I'm also going to read from my new deck. So it was my birthday yesterday, so I've got a new deck of cards to read from, and they are called the Priestesses of Light. So it's a beautiful deck with some gorgeous cards. So I will be looking at those a little bit later as well. But I'm going to start with the tarot, which I always start with. As I say, I read intuitively. So tarot traditionally has certain meanings, and although I understand those as well, I'll also be just looking into the energy of the card and just talking through what wants to be said. Sometimes you can go off on a theme or a story, and it's a way that you might actually be sort of reaching somebody, delivering that message, giving them the information which will help them. And that's what the readings are for. So I've just brushed my teeth, so it's a bit like, you know. So let's start with some traditional tarot. So it's not the Rider-Waite, but this is the tarot by Juliet Sharman-Burke, Beginner's Guide. This was a gift a while back. I do use the Rider-Waite, but that's much more traditional read. So if you're looking for something a bit more traditional, just let me know. I might actually put a bit of light on here because it is getting a little bit dull, so just bear with me. So hopefully that's brought a little bit more light to this camera angle, and we can carry on now with the recording, which it's doing. So again, just shuffling the cards here, just seeing what messages wants to come through, what themes are for the up and coming week. So today is Tuesday, the 28th of February, last day in February, and we're starting into a new month tomorrow. So it is, you know, strange. We've just come out of Christmas. We had quite a lull in January, and February seems to have just like gone so quickly. And because it's a short month as well, we find ourselves at the end of February very, very quickly. And going into month 3, and you ask yourself, how did that happen? You know, how are we here already? So let's just see what the cards say for this week, to see what energies they want to bring forward, what messages. Just give them a good old shuffle here, and we'll try and take about 3 cards, I think. If none jump out, I'm just going to split the deck. But okay, there's one. See if there's anything else that wants to come out. So just so you can see what I'm doing, just shuffling loosely. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go and get those so I can see 2 of them here. Okay, interesting. Bear with. Okay, so just got those. It was just the one that fell. Oops, my light is gone. Let me bring that back up. See, it's all live and, you know, not very professional here. Be better there. Just getting these things to stand still. Too many wires around right now. And that's quite bright, isn't it? That's almost a bit too bright. So let's just take it down a notch. Okay, so back to it. So this is what happens, last time it didn't record. So this time, let's just hope that this records and I can give you some information. So the first card that comes out is the Queen of Swords. Now you can see here that she is the Queen. So she is a mature woman. She is of the sword sign, which, as you can see with the clouds in her robe, you might say, it's pointing to air sign. So this is thought, this is intelligence, this is mind. She's very much of the upper, of the thinking, rather than the feeling. So there seems to be a certain cut-off from feelings and emotions. And this person, if this person is in your life, can be a bit cutting, can be a bit cold, reserved, so not emotional. The Cups energy, which is classically Piscean, which is sort of what I am, because, my birthday was yesterday, is much more emotional, much more gushing, much more sort of open-hearted and love-filled and softer, and this is harder, this is much more definite. And it can still represent a part of you that is intelligent, is of the thinking mind, is someone who likes to decipher and ruminate over things, but less of connection. So quite isolated, she can be a bit isolated and alone. There is the element of also through the angel here, but also the sword going up to the heavens and the bird flying in, that there is this heavenly influence of a message being received as well. So message coming in down through the sword to her. So it's her connection is in that intellectual connection as well. She does have her feet on the red cushion, so there is a level of groundedness here. And you could say that she's bringing maybe information down to the ground while remaining detached and a little cut off. She can be a bit scathing. She can be a bit quick to, let's say, speak nastily of others. So there's no lacking of empathy, let's just say, lacking of understanding feeling of another, and much more just cutting through with this sword. Okay, it could be somebody in your life, or it could be part of your energy, but let's say it represents you for a moment. And then we've got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is it's a creative card, because the wands are creative. They're all about creative fire and energy, and that creative energy, that idea. So you've had the idea, but then you go into the process of making something happen. So you take the second step, but there's still some distance. So this points to distance. He's looking out at sea. It can be distance in a relationship, distance from your idea to actually achieving the end result. So there's a waiting here. There's a period of not completion. So we're not in completion yet, and we've got these two elements, but we haven't brought it to its fruition yet. But it's very much someone who is creative, who is working on something, who has these two wands firmly in his hand. So there is development, there is growth. But again, it's looking off into the distance to see how he can bring the third wand in to make it happen. And so it could be relationship wise, looking on to the distance, to someone who's in the distance, and sort of seeing them from afar. And the two can represent twin flames. So like you've got two poles here, or one, so it can represent the two, which is the 11, which is the twin flames. So that's a possibility as well, Two of Wands. And then we have the Lovers. So the Lovers is a card of romance, attraction, soulmate, relationship. It can also point to there being a bit of a triangle, so someone choosing between two. So you've got two choices, two elements, two things you're working on, and perhaps you need to choose the one. And you can see we've got Cupid coming in with the bow and arrow, shooting the bow and arrow. So there is love coming. There is love coming from the heavens. And it is just deciding on which energy that this, for example, this man wants to go with. But also, she looks like she's choosing as well. So they're both in thought. They're both considering. They're both choosing. And it's usually between, the fair maiden who is the pure one, who's in the white dress, who's a love and light, and then you have the darker haired woman, so she's a bit more like the dark horse. She's a bit more seductive in the red, connected to her earth while connected to her spiritual side. So she's got the earth and the red and the purple and the spiritual side. So there's all these levels of different interests that this fellow has, and he's in the blue and yellow, so he's all about esteem, ego, and communicating. So he wants to express, he wants to bring in his decision. So his decision is coming and being influenced by the skies, by the heavens. So there's a message coming from the heavens. There's information coming from the heavens with regards to your choice, with regards to what you have in your hands already, and perhaps what you're looking for. And so while you're choosing between these two, perhaps there is something else you're considering as well, and you're throwing that into the mix, and it's making you confused and not sure. But the lovers tends to point to, there can be an element of healthy relationship as well. So it's a good relationship, balanced relationship, very much of equals. Each person has their own thing that they're getting on with, but they have this decision that they want to come together, and that they come together as equals, and they come together for love, not for dependency, or not because they can't live without each other and they're attached or chained to each other. It is not that negative sort of feeling. It is much more healthy, balanced, two people making the decision to come together. So it's a positive love card. And with the wands, it may point to someone is off in the distance, and suddenly they're not off in the distance. They're right in your face. They're here and now, and decision needs to be made. And Cupid is coming in and saying, now is the time. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is an offering from Spirit. And so it is this usually concerned with study or money. So there's money coming in. There's financial security coming in. And you can see there's lots of roses as well in the garden. So the rose is I had some rose essential oil here earlier, which is interesting. So it's the rose, which is the love, which opens the heart, that scent which can open the heart to love, to new love. And this is the offering, and you can see here the clouds here. So we have the clouds here in her outfit. So the message coming from the clouds, coming from the higher, coming into the mind, perhaps. Perhaps there's a need to be logical. There's a need to be a bit less emotional. So rather than going and gushing, there's a need to let's just analyze where we are and what we've got, and just think about this before we step in. There's a little bit of energy, there's a little bit of fire here with us, but we're just not fully engaged yet. We're seeing it off in the distance. We're not fully engaged. It's not complete. But we do have fire. We do have interest. We do want to pursue this. We want to work on this. We've worked on it already. And here, again, we have the cloud. So the little Cupid coming in on the cloud. And here we have the hand coming in with the offering of the pentacle. So the pentacle is money. Money is coming. And this could be through the relationship. This could be on your own. Often you might see couples. You can. So in the background here you have this archway as well, this archway of roses and flowers, and it's sort of behind all of them because it stretches right over to the other side as well. So it's almost like you would see a couple walking down the aisle. So there may be some financial assistance to progress this to a walking down the aisle scenario. And it can work. Relationships need work. So there's a certain level of work. And this points to, your normal occupation and career, etc. But it can point to also just work, commitment, contributing something to this so that you can set off down this pathway together. And it is a new path, it is a road, it's a new opportunity. So the ace is bringing in something new, it's a new beginning. So I think we should just have one more card there just to see how that goes. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a helicopter that's just flying overhead. Not unusual. But again, it's that... Ooh. Right, let's just look at what we've got. A couple are on the floor, bear with. Okay, I'm not giving myself much time to actually look at these. I just want to run through them quite quickly because I want to do the other cards as well. So the next card I'm going to go with, so we had the money, we had the offering. Could be a new job that helps you, could be moving because of a new position in work, and that leads you to this new opportunity. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which again is juggling. It's juggling money. It can be juggling many things because you've got the Two of Wands here, so it can be juggling ideas, work. You've got two ladies in this card as well, so you could be juggling relationship wise, you could be juggling between two lovers, and there's a need to choose one, there's a need to go with one, but you feel that you're choosing, you feel that you have to make a choice, you feel like you're trying to balance it out, that there is this seesaw sort of action here. And the ships in the background would say that your ships are coming in, but you have to kind of decide and you have to balance out this thing. And it's like maybe working two jobs as well, so your energy is given to two different places. Perhaps one of them is much more substantial to you, and one of them is sort of in the background. So there's this molding and measuring of money in whatever way it means to you, and the money's up in the air, so it's not definite, you're not holding on to it, you're kind of like trying to make it work for you. So maybe it's making your money work for you. So when the money comes in, you might have to split that coin into two coins, and that might connect with this guy who's looking out to the sea, looking out, waiting for the ships to come in. So he's looking out there. So there might be an element of needing to play around with this money, with this offering, in order for you to get what you want, in order for your goods to arrive, in order for your ships to reach shore. And it can be a bit of a stormy period. There's lots of waves here in the water. So it can be that, when you have to juggle money and stuff, it can feel a bit topsy-turvy. But it's he's managing, and the ships are there, so it's not like everything has gone away. Then you've got the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands comes in passionately with that wand. He's connected to the heavens with his feather, and he's coming galloping in. So this can be a very passionate person, and he can come in and sweep you off your feet, but he can just as quickly exit your life. So it's to be wary of this type of energy as well. Very creative, very full of charisma, very fun to be around, but doesn't like to be tied down, likes to get on his horse and race straight out again. So it's this fiery sign, this charismatic sign, full of the energy of the sun, full of that creativity. It can also point to relocation, so there might be a series of movement in this as well, that you're moving from one place to another. So the money is going to be juggled because you have to make this move. And perhaps it could be that this person who you're sitting here on the banks of this river, and you're waiting and looking out to sea, things are at distance, but then it turns around that you decide either to gallop towards it with this wand, or this wand is coming galloping towards you. And Five of Wands can point to sort of in-house fighting and a little bit of aggression, things kind of not going so well. So there is it's kind of a difficult period with this one. It's not something that you should get too worried about. They all look like they're kind of jostling for position, but it's not too serious. It doesn't look too bad. And the 5 is generally about change. So there is some change coming, and you might have to be creative. It's a 1, so you might have to be creative with your ideas, creative with the change. Anything new that you want to bring into your life, anything that you want to change and move towards to stimulate that new growth and new opportunity and new love life. To have this money come in and be given to you, and then you have to work out how you're going to use it, how you're going to break it up, how you're going to juggle between different people, different things, different ways of spending it, and that can cause some friction and anxiety. And so there might be this period of, difficulty or in-house fighting, or just a level of strife is what's coming. So a bit of strife is coming with this, but that's not to worry too much about that, but just to be aware that that energy is there, and that because of it you may have regrets about what's happened in the past. So this is the 5 of Cups, so 5 points to change as well. The cups are emotions, but you can see here that he's got 3 cups which are on their side there and spilled out. So all these emotions that spilled out, all this love, the cups are love, so all of the cups, all of the love is spilled over. But what you can see is he has his back to 2 full cups. So these cups are just waiting on him to turn around and notice them. These opportunities, these 2 are here. You've got the 2 here. You've got the 2 here. And you've got the 2 here. The 2 ladies. So you have these opportunities next to you. Yeah, maybe these didn't work out. Maybe that didn't fulfill you and bring you to the castle. But hang on, look at these. You've got these options. You have options. Things are going to change because of the 5. Going to change in your love life. You have these options. But there is a period of moving from one to the other, one place to the other. And you might have had a really secure income and now it's split. And so that can be difficult for you. But you are to charge ahead. You are to charge ahead and, go with your passions. Forget about what didn't work and look around for what is there for you. Something is there for you. And the final card in the tarot is the Fool. So the Fool is new beginning. New beginning. You can see he is looking up to the sun, which is the fire god, and he is full of that energy, and he is about to step off that cliff. Now what he is doing is stepping into the future. What he is doing is stepping into this new life. He does have that dog with him who's sort of barking just to say, careful now. And he's just sort of protecting and warning him. So it's a way of, just look at what's around you as well. And here we have that. Like, look at what's around you. Don't forget what's behind you. Don't forget what's around. Watch your step. So yes, by all means, step in to this new beginning. And the Fool is not, you're a fool for doing this. You're a fool for rushing in. It doesn't mean that. It just means he's full of enthusiasm. He's full of that blind faith and hope and joy, and he's carrying this flower, so he wants to deliver the romance. He wants to deliver this flower. He's taking all he has in his little knapsack here, and he's off on a journey. So there's a journey, there is a moving forward along this path. There's a stepping out with what you're given, what you're gifted, stepping along here so that you can meet the one, so that there are roses here, there are flowers around you, and the butterfly is transformation. So there is a period of transformation. You're moving from one to the other, and basically you're coming from that cold, cut off way where you thought about everything, you mentalized everything, and you're having to then get creative. yes, you haven't got the finished article here, but you've taken a step. You've taken a step and you've taken 2 steps and you're getting creative and you're thinking the fire in your belly is rising again. You're thinking, yeah, I can see that this is coming. The good is coming down the line and it's appearing to you and you're seeing various options. You know, the gods are delivering Cupid's bow and it's showing you options and you can decide between him or her. You know, you all have a choice in this. And so there is a meeting of new people. There is a meeting of new people in a celebratory way, in a romantic way, in a committed way, in an equal way, where you're both agreeing to take this step. And as you do, you're gifted new opportunities, new work, new support, so that you can walk through this arch, so that you can take this new path. And if you follow this new path, there is money coming. There is money here for you. There is a gift. So it maybe it was a good decision to leave behind the old, so that you can move forward in this supported way. And when you do that, things will come up. Things won't be right there by the shore waiting for you. You might have to juggle a few things for a while. You know, nothing's going to be set in stone. You might have to sort of, borrow from Peter to pay Paul, that kind of thing. So things will be a bit seesaw, but you can do it. Things might be a little bit rocky, a little bit stormy, but you can do it. You still have 2 to juggle. And so then go with that charisma, go with that fire, feel that creative energy and move forward. So it's a movement card. So you've started to move. Yeah, you're juggling, but you're bringing your charisma, you're bringing your passion with you. And in that, be careful of getting caught up in arguments, caught up in strife, caught up in any bitterness or any confrontation. Just be wary of that, because you may come in with loads of energy and challenge and want to run straight through to sweep your woman off her feet. But then there may be challenges in that. Not everybody's going to be agreeable. Not everybody is going to support. And you might want to get out of a situation. So there'll be difficulty with that as well. So just be wary of that type of argumentative energy that can come with the fire. Fire can be passionate, but also can bring anger and agitation and criticism with it. So just be mindful of that. And know that as you have left the 3 empty cups behind you, there are 2 full cups here waiting for you. So you can turn around, collect your new cups and step off into the future. Transform yourself into the new, like the caterpillar who turns into, the chrysalis, that which then turns into the butterfly. So you're shedding the old. You're getting rid of the old image. You're getting rid of the old cloak. You're getting rid of the old clothing. And you're stepping out into the new. Be mindful of where you're stepping. But there is a joy to this. There is a release, a happiness, and a positivity. This is movement forward again. So new beginning, new start coming in. Very nice cards, and slightly different to the reading that I did earlier, which didn't save. So that's always interesting as well. So I'm just going to take a few from these, the Priestesses of Light deck, and see how that goes. And you can read it for you. You can read it for somebody else. It might make sense for somebody else. But there is an element of, you can just make it suit whatever aspect you understand, however it resonates for you. It's just reading the cards in a slightly different way. Whatever comes through, I will run with. So we'll take a few of these as well, because these are brand new and I don't actually know them that well yet. So let's see what this says. So it's certainly pointing to new life, which is springtime as well. So it's always nice to get that spring energy. New life, new romance, new suitors, new possible dates, and about going for it, but also the changes that brings into your life when you do step forward. So that needs to be, I mean, even if it is going on a date, you'll have to, maybe pay for dinner or go out more than you usually do, or, there'll be lots of, little things that will require some change. And even though you're gung-ho and full of passion and you want to move forward with it all, usually there's just a little bit of consideration to look at as well. Okay, so I can't see any jumpers here, so I'm just going to split the pack in 3, just so we don't waste any time, and then put that together like that. Okay, so sometimes I look at the bottom of the deck as well. So the bottom of the deck today is Wings of Light, becoming something new. So there we have rushing forward into the future, rushing forward into something new with speed. And that's very much like the Knight of Wands. So racing ahead into the future, into change. And that is on the bottom. So that's lovely. But I'm going to pick 3 from the top. So 1, 2, 3. And see what they say. I might read a little from the book, purely because I don't know the cards that well yet. So, first card is Angelic Assistance. Aren't these beautiful? Let's see if the light can show you that a little bit better. And it says Divine Guidance, Loving Support. And that's beautiful. I'm just going to show you them all first. Excuse me 1 second. And the second card, oh, I'm not reading them upside down. These aren't upside down cards. Innovation, New Creations. Very nice card as well. Let's see. Beautiful colours. And the third card is Portal. Infinite Mind, Awakening Consciousness. Again, that could point to the very first card. So there is this mind that is receiving and that is awakening. And it is, the sword is connected to the infinite, connected to spirit, just like this is. And this is a 1. Number 1 is new beginnings as well. Interesting. So I'm going to read from these because I don't know the meanings yet. I just got them yesterday. So I'm going to read from them, and then we'll see how that figures into the whole thing. So let's look at number 6. And so the angelic assistance, which is always great to get, and there's a little seagull in that, and seagulls for me are angels. And where else did I see? And then of course you have the Cupid, so the little angel coming in there to assist also. So this is lovely. Here. So it says, this tender-hearted, smiling angel brings you a message of encouragement and support. Heavenly light emanates from her heart and hands, and the brilliance of divine consciousness shines down from above the top of her head. This vibrating resonance of healing and loving power is all around you, brought by the angels who long to assist you in every area of your life. If you have never turned to the angels before, now is the time to start. They are a very real presence in the world, and they can exert a significant influence on your life. If you have a problem that needs resolving or project that needs some inspiration, the angels can help you. Whether you're working on a physical issue or a difficult relationship, The angels bring clarity and healing. So stop resisting and open up to their very real power. Invite them to walk with you through your day. Ask for their guidance, energy, and joyous resolutions. Then let yourself stop and take a moment to receive. You'll be amazed by the healing peace and inspiration that comes your way. And that's it. Feel free to ask the angels for assistance. Angelic assistance. Because that angelic power is around now, however you want to see it. Some people see people with wings in the classic, you might have seen it in art and things, and sometimes you can see it like that. Sometimes you might just see it as light, as colours. You might just feel it as heat and just like an energy in the space. You might get a sense of a name. But certainly with this as well, she's got a lot of blue around her. So as well as her being a beautiful angel of light, you could call him Michael as well, because Michael is very much royal blue. And he's a protector. He gives you courage. Perhaps the courage that you will need as you step forward in this endeavour, whatever you're going through. And to see that it is like when you heal, as a healer, you connect and you draw in the light and you allow it to pass through you and out into the world. So whenever you need comfort or healing as well, just draw it into you and ask it to assist you and ask it to help you as you go about every day. So everything that you touch has healing energy in it. Okay, so let's do number 20. 36 already, my God. I have a channeling evening as well a little bit later. So I'm hoping this records, because I think my channel earlier might have gone a bit funny at the end. And I don't know if it's the computer. I don't know if it was the energy. I think it recorded sound, but maybe not vision. So innovation, new creations, which is this, what you're creating, this new thing. So let's see what it says. The priestess of the mind. Oh my God, this is mind as well. So this is mind. This is the queen of the higher mind. Higher mind. Interesting. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so let's move it up. The priestess of the mind extends her hand upward, the light from her palms sending two hawks flying in opposite directions. Beautiful golden orbs hover over and around her head, marking a time of great confidence and mental activity for you. You're being guided by spirit to explore new directions of invention and creation. Your invention may come in the form of a wide variety of endeavours, such as a new business, we kind of mentioned that, a medical discovery, a new computer game, or finding of a charitable agency. Anything from a musical composition to a real estate development could be among the types of innovations springing to your mind at this time. We had that earlier. There was investments earlier in the first card reading, and I did mention that it was possibly investing in property or buy to let, or taking a risk and a gamble and putting some sort of investment into something. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be everything that you have, but just a little something. So it says you may even be thinking about going to school for a special degree or certification. If so, know that you are certainly capable of achieving it. You may find yourself conflicted as you consider two very different paths, and that's the juggling. That's the juggling of the two pentacles, two paths, the two women. There is the path that is ahead with the pentacle, and there is the stepping off the cliff with the fool. Both are brimming with potential. The hawks, the birds of prey and war, represent the inner battle regarding your choices. So that Five of Wands can be either your inner battle as well. Arguments, conflict, disagreement can be just within you, because you don't know which way to go. You don't know what to choose. And so it says your confusion is only preventing you from taking action in either direction. So there might be this element of that, this being the confusion within you. You're unsure. you're arguing with yourself. You're weighing it up. You're kind of deciding and undeciding. It's like when you're trying to sleep and you keep tossing and turning, you can't get your decision right. But it was to leave behind the old. It was to leave behind the heartache and look for the two that were here and step out into the new. A nagging voice of self-doubt may be keeping you on the fence, which is why you bring in the angel we had a moment ago. But note how the priestess's heart center glows with confidence. This card is saying that you now have the power to make a decision and see it through. Trust in yourself and let yourself receive the guidance and information all around you. Your mind is sparkling with lights of new ideas. Listen to your heart about which path to follow. So that is it. It's you're getting all this information is coming in. You've got these options. You're juggling between these two things. You want to move forward in this one direction, but you're unsure. You're unsure. Look at him. He's considering. You've got these two elements. You're waiting. You haven't got it complete yet. But it's saying she is very much of the mind, but it's also saying drop into your heart. So yes, receive from the mind, but let it come into your heart. Let your heart open again. Your heart may have closed because of what has failed in the past, but open it again. Open it for your new adventure. And if you need help from the angels, bring them in. If you need help, understand you can bring those ideas into the heart energy. And there you can make decisions, heart-based decisions to move forward. And the next one is the portal, which is number 1. One is always new beginnings. And here we have the infinite mind, the mind again, awakening consciousness. This card heralds the coming of a very powerful time for you. It signifies no less than the awakening of your infinite and eternal awareness. A golden radiance encircles the crown chakra and the third eye of this sacred priestess, representing the profound connections that reach from your own mind to the unlimited power of the divine source. So all this expansion is just showing how it's almost like the halo. So the halo represents, all of this energy around the head, which is the crown and the third eye and the throat. So all is the upper chakras, and then they extend up and up and up, and we've got more chakras above us as well. So this is kind of, this headdress is sort of representing all of that energy portal above us, which when we open it, we can bring information through. Stuff comes into our mind when we open that. And as you do channeling, mediumship, even healing, you're opening up to that other energy, and you're a receiver, you're bringing it in. This is the portal to your ultimate experience of inspiration. You are connected to the unending flow of beneficial information from the Akashic records, resonating all around you, touching on everything from creative or artistic endeavors to work projects and even financial investments. So we've had all 3 of those. This doorway to eternal guidance is now open to you now. And that reminds me of this. So your path is open. Your path to abundance is set. This doorway, this gateway, just needs you to walk through it. And the Akashic records can help you with that as well. The records energy represented by the sacred geometry of this circle and triangle vibrates through the ever-expanding flow of energy in your life. The circle is the very real vortex of your eternal consciousness. This is so weird because the first reading I had a lot on the circle, which has been sent outward in every direction by the arrows, triangles of your intention and life force. But just as the rays of your own light move out into infinite awareness, so too do the rays of divine consciousness return to commune with you. And as a channeler, we know that we send out information, and we can send out like a prayer or anything, but we also get information coming back in, and we have to be able to receive that, because it's no point in just sending stuff out all the time. Communication is about listening and speaking. So when we speak something to communicate with the unseen, we must also listen to what's coming through, because you will get answers. But just as the rays of your own light move out into infinite awareness, so too do the rays of consciousness. The magical connection can change your life in spectacular ways. It heightens your intuition, helping you harness the wisdom of the universe throughout all your experiences, great and small. When this card shows up in your spread, you'll find yourself making spontaneous, honoring decisions, trusting your choices, and seeing clearly the future potentials coming into your life. The portal marks a time of expanding consciousness, open to the guidance of your own eternal mind, and look to the future with confidence. And so that's it. Look to the future with confidence. This confident, bold stepping out. There are good things ahead. Trust yourself. You know, you are being guided. You are being helped. You are being guided, because, you know, this dog is making sure you don't fall off the edge. You know, so trust in that, and trust in your decisions to leave the past behind. Trust that to move on over the bridge and up to the castle, you must leave these behind and take these cups with you. Trust in your decisions. Trust that you know which way to go, that whatever you're juggling, you know what to take forward. Choices. You've got these choices. You've got these two. You've got these two. And here as well, you've got these 2 or 3. So there's all these choices as well. So it's kind of saying that if you kind of are unsure, you can tap into that energy that is all around, and by using your upper chakras and opening them, you'll be able to get better guidance, better flow, better understanding as you move forward. So finally, I'm going to do one of my colour cards. It is 46 now, so we'll try and just do till 40. So it's just to try and get something out today, because I know that so put that light up a little bit more. There we go. The other one didn't record, and I'm not sure why. I think it did, and then it kind of broke down. So if anybody has any information on how to do recordings, on what to buy, on whether I need to go GoPro or whatever, what would be the setup? Because I'm going to have to get that in order at some point, but just not right now. But if you know somebody who has a whole studio who knows the setup, any information and help like that would be so beneficial. And I just saw my computer freeze a little, so sometimes it does that when it's a bit tired. Right, so I'm going to just cut this in 3 as well, because I'm not getting any jumpers. And I'm going to pick that there, and I'm just going to cut it one more time. Sometimes you just feel it's not right. So, this is good. For some reason, I was looking at greens yesterday, and I've totally forgotten why I was looking at greens yesterday. Oh yeah, I remember. If you're on my newsletter list, that'll be coming out to you tonight, tomorrow, and that'll be the March newsletter, and so there'll be a bit of green in that, and that's why it came to mind. And if you want to get on my newsletter, you can just send me an email, karen@karentenney.co.uk. I'll put you on my list. Or if you go to the website, which is www.karentenney.co.uk, a pop-up comes up. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, just pop your details in there and I'll receive that as well, and I can add you on. So do have a look around the website and put your name in there, and then you'll be in for the next newsletter. If you think that you have your name down but you haven't got the March newsletter, just let me know and I can resend that. Sometimes the names might not get put on the list, so just let me know if you're not getting it as well, and I'll only know that if you've watched the whole video. So anyway, so we've got green, and it's revitalize your nervous system. So green is a great colour. So I'm very much into plants at the moment, growing some plants here, really trying to nurture them and help them grow and mature. I'm wearing green here myself, which I just love that foresty green. And we've got a little bit of green in the background here. The painting is magenta 2, so magenta 1, magenta 2. And using a lot of pink, I didn't realise at the time, but green is a real balancer for pink. I just felt the need to paint in green when I was doing the pink paintings and the magenta. But something inside me I had to use green. And then much later I found out that green is the balancer. So green, too much pink can be overpowering and can be quite sedative, pink. So you need a little bit of green just to balance out that for you as well. So the screen go funny again. So let me quickly look at the green for you and give that a little read. Have I got the book? Where's the book? Let me just see if I can get the book. Sorry about that, it was in the box. So there's this nice little handbook with the colours as well. I talk a little bit more about green in the newsletter, so if you would like more information, you can always sign up to that, as I said. So there's a few different greens in this book, but this one is beautiful, kind of verdant spring green, I would say. It's a very, very nice spring green, almost limey green. And it says green revitalizes your nervous system, heart, because it is the energy colour of the heart, circulatory system and liver, lowering blood pressure and releasing frustration and anger. Meditation and healing are enhanced by green, which also stimulates growth and is good for healing broken bones. Surround anyone who is unwell with green. Absorb green rays to revitalize your nervous system and heart. So you can imagine lots of green rays. When everything is overwhelming and when you don't know which way to step forward, one of the best things you can do is just take a minute. And, it's the old Irish thing, if you don't know what decision to make, sleep on it. And if you still haven't know what decision to make, sleep on it for 3 nights. But it is like inviting in this healing angel, inviting in the green rays. Surround yourself in green. Wear some green in March. Wear some green this week. Direct it through your body. Bring that colour in through your body. Rotate it around your body. Let your heart energy expand. Connect to your heart. So this is all through the mind, but it's no good keeping it up here. We have to bring it down. We have to bring it down and finish and hold it here in our heart. And let us relax and fill up with vitality. And you can say, Divine Intelligence, please release all the pressure and stress from my heart and nervous system, because all of this, going through change and having to step out in something new, can frazzle your nervous system. So use the green to bring yourself back into balance and for a healthy, healing, happy energy. And fill me up with your healing, revitalizing green light. So yeah, and green, traffic lights, green is go. So I would say that this is about, your access code is saying go forward. Your access code is saying it's time to go. Your access code is saying you can move forward now. You can move forward. Little by little, you can see on the branches here, we've got leaves. It's not just one big thing. It's just little leaves all growing, and then they all come together. So all the pieces of the puzzle will come together when you need them, when you want, and that will help you grow into this strong tree, this strong structure with all of this energy and vitality, and the ability to spread out with your energy, the ability to share your energy with others, the ability for health and healing. The tree only rises up when it is happy and healthy and is rooted and has food and nutrition and light. And so that gives it the strength and all of the the other colours of the rainbow are absorbed into the plant, and what it doesn't need is the green, so it releases the green. So it's the absorption of all of that colour within, and then releasing the green for us so that we can look on to it and we can heal. So wear that vibration. I'm wearing it today. Wear the green vibration, and might look a little bit dark there, but it is foresty green, and we've got a little green plant here as well. I've got some plants behind me here. So certainly new growth, new expansion, fertile new period, spring. This is all about spring, and change is coming. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. I'm going to leave it there in the hopes that this will have recorded. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments, likes, shares, subscribes, do all that business. I'm so grateful for everything that you write and say, for every comment, for every like. I really appreciate it. And just let me know how it goes for you, if it resonates or if it doesn't. But that would be super helpful to me for the next time as well. So I'm going to leave that with you. Lovely to see you. Take care. Lots of love. And till the next time, all the best.